thanks for tuning in. Today I thought I would do a fun video. I just saw the Chanel cruise collection, the 2020-2021 cruise collection video. I believe because of the ongoing pandemic, Chanel decided to do a video presentation of their upcoming cruise collection rather than doing a full runway show. And so that was what was released earlier this week, and there were definitely some pieces that caught my eye, some pieces that made me think, like, what are they doing? I just thought it would be fun to share some of my thoughts, some of the pieces that I'm going to keep my eyes out for. What do I think is a pass? What do I think is a good buy? And things like that. I will link the Chanel video down in the description box, so please check out the full video so you can see all of the pieces in much better quality than the little square that I'm going to try and insert. And I will just be referencing the pieces or the parts that I definitely react to so that I can share my thoughts. In terms of the actual format, I actually really liked the video format. I liked that it was less than 10 minutes long, so it's pretty short, but you can still see all of the pieces. Sometimes when they do, I know Chanel will upload the full runway show on their YouTube page so you can watch it afterwards, but a lot of times because the angles keep changing, I have a hard time keeping track of like what the looks were and what the overall, like what some of the accessories were. Like it just goes by so fast. You get like 2 seconds of a person, then it changes the angle to like a look that was like 2 looks ahead of the one that you just saw, and then you see the back of the model that you like actually wanted to see the whole outfit for, and like you never got a chance to get a full scan. Like sometimes those runway videos for me are frustrating to watch. That's why I don't always pay too much attention to them. But I actually really liked this, like a video diary almost. It's much more slow motion. It's almost like they were doing a photo shoot and they had like a video component go along with it. So there are nice slow like panos of the outfits. You can see a lot more of the detail. A lot of times you can see a lot more of the jewelry and the accessories that are part of the look. So I really liked that this was slower and consumable, but I also understand that there is in-person experience that goes along with a fashion show. So I hope in the future, you know, they will couple both of these together and provide that in-person experience and also have like a better digital view of the whole collection so that people who can't attend the show can get a better sense of what it's all about. So I was a huge fan of this particular format, and I really hope they continue to do it in the future. So now I have my iPad here because I'm going to be playing the video, and I will definitely be reacting and pointing out the pieces that stand out for one reason or another. So it seems like the whole theme is like a Mediterranean ambiance. I really liked the first look that has the black cardigan with the rope tie. That seemed to be a very versatile look, not too specific for cruise, because a lot of times, sometimes the cruise looks can be very holiday, like very beach holiday specific, but that looks like a piece that you could wear over and over again across seasons. So that definitely stood out to me. This pink look, the jacket was a really sweet color, but what really stood out for me were the earrings. I absolutely just died when I saw those earrings. I don't know if there are any embellishments on it. I really hope there aren't. And I know overall I'm trying to not continue to buy a lot of costume jewelry, but this earring definitely stands out. I like this jacket, this white jacket with the black trim on it, and also has very large like CC buttons on the front, very prominent buttons. I feel like it's a very classic silhouette. It looks very clean and fresh because it is black and white, and rather than it being like a black jacket, it's a white jacket with black trimming. So I like that kind of twist on it, if you will. I also really like the handbag that she's carrying. Like as soon as I saw that black chain with the white leather running through it, I was really captivated. Such a classic white color with just plain black hardware on it. I think this is interesting. I think those jeans are definitely a statement piece. I don't think I can really pull that off. I like those shoes though, those sandals. I really like them. They look like a very, very elevated flip-flops because of the little ankle strap that goes on it. Then on this look, I saw this bag, this like slouchy hobo style but fabric bag. So I'm very, very intrigued. Like I don't think I would rush out to buy it because I'm not a huge shoulder bag person. I don't think it's the right style for me, but I am definitely intrigued by it as a heavy leather handbag alternative. It's just a really unexpected silhouette. I didn't expect to see it from Chanel. So I'm intrigued. I will definitely check it out in store, but I don't think I'd go as far as like trying to pre-order one of those bags. This necklace definitely stood out to me as well because it seemed a bit 90s. It's very statement and bold. It seemed like it was targeting those folks who would purchase it and put a lot of pictures on Instagram. I'm not going to lie. That's what it made me think of. It's cool. It's definitely cool. It's definitely an eye catcher. It's not really for me, I don't think, but I do foresee a lot of people gravitating towards it, and I do foresee seeing it a lot on Instagram. This denim piece is also really cool. I think it's just a little too long for me, so I'm a little uncertain. This is the first look that I see this belt. I'm like very, very intrigued by this belt. It makes me think about the 90s and how a lot of the belts that were made in the 90s are really popular on the resale market. They cost a pretty penny. And so that's immediately what that belt made me think of. It also confirms that Chanel is really continuing to play up on their logo play and making sure that their logo is really prominent, that it's all spelled out. I think because they've seen so much success on that kind of design on Instagram and social media in general, that they're continuing to push those items. I have slight mixed feelings on how I feel about that, because a lot of times if I see something on Instagram too much, I will not really want it for myself. I feel like a lot of people will be interested in that item. Looking at it right now, it looks like it might have rhinestones on it. So I don't know. I think the rhinestones is a little too much on that piece. I would have much preferred it to be plain metal with no rhinestones. But on my wish list for this year, I did have like a waist belt on there. So I have to admit I am interested in that piece. I'm interested in actually several belts that come out in this collection. Again, we see that bag, that like shoulder hobo style in a fabric, which is super, super exciting. And this sequin 19 is very stunning. Not a piece that I would get. This is another belt with the bow in the front that I'm like, I just visually like it, and I like the combination it has with the chain detail on the side. I think it's a really interesting combination, so that's a piece that I'm definitely going to try and pre-order. I see a lot of pinks and purples, which to me feel like a carryover from spring summer, because spring summer had a lot of pinks and purples in it naturally. I'm a little disappointed in not seeing a lot of color through this cruise collection. I feel like it's pretty neutral, it's pretty toned down. You also see here the little, I think it's like being called AirPod case, which is crazy, but it looks like they've made a super, 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 super mini little flap to wear like as a necklace. Very interesting concept. I don't own a pair of AirPods, so I wouldn't really have a use for it. I think it's really interesting when any high-end luxury designer decides to make tech accessories. But technology is a big part of our day-to-day lives, so I know that we can't ignore it by any means, but it's just very interesting. That pink color is like a corally pink color too. It's a sweet color, but I don't think it's the most flattering color for me, so it's not my favorite color out of this collection, to be honest. This belt is really cute. It's reminiscent of the Chanel belts that came out, I want to say last spring, summer. or last fall, one of those collections. It looks very similar to that. I know that belt did really well. Everybody wanted it and it was all over Instagram. So this belt seems like it's another one of those. I really like this set, but I wouldn't be able to pull off that top. I think it's really cool to see like multiple belts layered together. That's also a really cool look, but not something that I would be able to really pull off. I really like this terry cloth. It looks like a maxi size almost. It looks really cute. I want a fabric bag and I want one that's in a larger size. So this could be a contender, but usually I'm not a huge fan of the terry cloth finish. I'd much prefer it to be a more plain fabric, whether it be like a canvas material or even like a more satiny material over the terry cloth. I feel like the terry cloth is too seasonal. It screams too much beach wear for me. This is another bag that is very intriguing. I love, just from the glimpse, I love the sparkle embellishments on it. It's super cute and it's like a very cute camera bag size. It again is in that coral color, which I'm not sure how I feel about it right now in terms of adding it to my collection and how much versatility I will get with the rest of the color palette in my closet. But the bag itself looks really gorgeous. It looks really special with the embellishments on the bag. So if you were looking for a smaller size Chanel bag that is a little more special, that looks kind of like the vanity case but may not be as restrictive, because this one looks like it opens in the middle and it's not so rigid and square, this might be a good bag for you. There's the little AirPod case in white. Also, these visors look really cool. I will not be able to, I wouldn't wear them, but I also imagine these being a huge hit on social media as part of imagery, because this will be very iconic for this particular season, and it's really cool, but it's not for me. I just really feel like you can't really wear those visor sunglasses anywhere else except like when you're on the beach or on like a golf course, like looking really chic and still cool while you wear those. There's this other belt here that has the Chanel double CC like motif all the way across. It's really, really cute, but again, it looks like it has a full embellishments on it, so I'm probably gonna pass on that. I feel like those kinds of belts, when you have sparkles on them, it adds an extra element, which some people love, but for me, it becomes a little too much. Oh, this bag and belt. I am definitely intrigued. I have no use for that tiny, tiny, tiny pocket. Like there's nothing that would fit in there. It looks super tiny, but I like the silhouette of the belt itself. I think based on this picture, it looks like it's the same chain on that bag from like one of the earlier looks that was white with the black chain and the white leather. It looks like it's that kind of hardware. So I really like that look. It seems really fresh to me. I wear a lot of black as well, so I feel like this is a good contrasting piece to have. It can really help like elevate an outfit. I feel like this black piece that she's wearing is a swimsuit as well. I like one-piece swimsuits, and it looks like it might be like a monokini style, so I'm definitely going to ask more questions about that one. I love the color of that classic flap though. That blue color, you only get like a slight glimpse, which is so sad. But that blue color is like phenomenal. You get another glimpse of the belt here. She's also wearing like a very tiny, it's almost like a compact wallet on chain. They basically literally took, it looks like, took a flap wallet and like a compact wallet and then added a chain to it. It's really, really small though, so I don't think I would necessarily go for that piece, but for people who really don't carry a lot of stuff, that might be a good option for them. Here are the shoes that I like. There's that net bag. I think we're getting into like some swimwear here. Maybe they're trying to make that hobo bag to be like the next beach bag. It's kind of small though. This shirt looks really cool. I can't lie. It piqued my interest for sure. Oh, I think that's a new bag. New size, new flap. There's more evening wear that I don't have anywhere to wear. I wish I did, but I don't. And some swimwear and like covers, it looks like swimwear cover-ups. Honestly, towards the end, nothing really stood out for me. It was more like, I liked seeing it, and I liked seeing how the fabric moved in the air. Everything was really flowy. I loved looking at it for that, but nothing really stood out as like, oh, that's something that I would want to check out for myself, or that I would want to buy for myself. Yeah, that's pretty much the end. Overall, I felt like the collection was pretty safe, pretty neutral. Definitely some pieces stood out in my mind as like, oh, like I feel like they're going after the like Instagram sensation for people to be putting up a lot of imagery of some of their accessories in particular. But here and there are some little bits that I am particularly interested in checking out further, and definitely will do so. This collection, however, did make me think about like the Chanel clientele, and this collection to me feels geared towards a younger population. Like the evening wear probably like can span across more, and some of the jackets and things like that, sure, but a lot of the accessories to me feel like they're really geared towards a younger generation, a younger population. They don't necessarily seem like that super teeny tiny Chanel bag necklace thing. To me, that doesn't necessarily seem like something like an accessory that, you know, my grandmother would wear or need, you know, or, you know, someone in their 50s or 60s would really gravitate towards having, you see, compared to, you know, I can definitely see that being like a really trendy item and trendy imagery on Instagram. So it's interesting to me. I feel like the collection is geared towards a younger generation rather than catering it to an older population. But realistically, Chanel's clientele is quite diverse in age groups. So I'm just curious as to how the collection does overall. But those are all of my thoughts. This is the first time that I'm trying to do a video kind of thing. So if it doesn't work out that great, I apologize, and I promise I will continue to work on it and get my editing skills up so that it turns out better. But I just thought this would be a really fun video to react to the collection and share some of my thoughts. I'd love to hear what stood out for you, whether you liked the video presentation overall or you hated it and you much rather see it in a runway format. If you have any major thoughts on the collection or really anything at all, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments so we can continue the conversation down there. If you have any questions on anything at all, feel free to leave them down below or head on over to Instagram and I'd be happy to help however I can. If you like this video and you would like me to do more collection reaction type videos, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate your feedback and support. I think I've mentioned in a few videos now, but I am planning on doing a little giveaway when I hit 1,500 subscribers. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Sunday. For all of you who have joined this community, thank you so much for tuning in. So until next time, bye.